Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing our end of year review for 2023. How did I do in my collecting goals, and how did things change for me? So, yeah, overall, I'd say that I did okay. I would score myself a 7.5 out of 10, which is much better than last year's 6 out of 10. So, overall, I think that I did a pretty good job. Not the best job, I could have really done better, but I really ended up not doing so for a variety of reasons, right? But it's not really here or there. It doesn't really matter what the reasons were. I just have results, right? So in terms of No Guns Life, I collected everything for the series, thank God. Unless there's an art book or something that I'm not aware of, I'm pretty sure I've collected everything from No Guns Life. I made no progress on Flowers of Evil, although I have located where to best buy them and what prices are good. So that'll be a big part for next year. I'll probably do one a quarter because I don't really want to buy all of them in one go. So I have plans for Flowers of Evil for next year. I collected some of the Pokemon Adventures collector editions. So if I remember correctly, this year I collected volumes 2, 3, and 4. 2 and 3 I bought brand new, and 4 I bought used. I think it might have been different. I can't remember exactly the order in which I bought things, but I bought 2 of them in May and I bought one relatively recently. So I made progress. I'm almost halfway there, and hopefully, if all goes well, I'll be able to start the year off with a few more, because there is another end of year sale. I'm gonna have to ask my roommate to go get it for me, but I do think that I will be able to make progress on this book, on this collection pretty soon, right? So yeah, I have plans for that as well. I also ended up collecting the next chromatic edition of Dragon Maid, but I was not able to collect any of the standard volumes. So I'm still stuck at 3 volumes of Dragon Maid with 2 special edition books for the series. So, you know, it is what it is. I don't really think it's a priority for me to collect Dragon Maid. It hasn't been a priority. That's why I've not been able to collect any new volumes beyond the chromatic edition for the last 2 years, right? So I do have kind of some ideas about removing this from my main list and kind of putting this in a secondary, kind of like whenever I feel like kind of list. And because of how you know, my hobbies are so related to my mood, it might actually help me get more volumes of it, right? So we'll see. In terms of Bride's Story, I managed to collect 2 volumes, not really as much as I wanted to, but I'm pretty happy with the results, because that means I at least made some progress, right? So even though I would have loved to get more, I'm fine with only having gotten 2. And it's not like the series moves at a very fast pace. They don't publish volumes all that often, so it really is not a rush for me to get all of the volumes, right? Like I would like to read the whole story, but I really don't mind waiting, right? So yeah, and then Wotakoi. I finished collecting Wotakoi between a mix of used books and new books, and I also managed to get the Wotakoi art book. And the art book is basically just a collection of the color illustrations in the books into a larger format. I really like it. I will do a showcase showing off all of the finished collection and some of the extra Wotakoi related goodies that I have. I don't really have too many, but I do think I have 1 or 2, so that'll be nice. I collected 1 Gal Gohan volume and no Glibnir volumes. So overall, I was good with my collecting here in English. So yeah, in terms of stuff in Spanish, I managed to finish collecting Adam. I think I finished collecting that at the end of last year, but I was able to check it off my list. I have 1 missing One Piece data book because they sell them in Mexico. I have 3 of them. Sorry, or 4 out of 5 of them. I can't remember. I'm just missing 1. So that's good. I did not make any progress in getting more Yu Yu Hakusho Kanzabon editions, but I'm not too worried about those. They're really popular, so I really don't think I will have difficulty collecting them later, right? So yeah, and then I basically was not able to collect anything new from Spain after a certain point because of the tragedy that is the shutting down of of book depositories. So that really hampered my ability to collect books from Spain. There are still some avenues that I can, you know, go through to get books from Spain, but it is significantly more expensive than book depository. And so it's kind of hard for me to justify buying any more books from Spain. I could substitute with that with French editions. Those are slightly cheaper and easier to access through Lyrica, but I really don't want to. I really don't think that is the right move for me. My best bet is honestly to wait for Mexico, for Panini and all of the other Mexican companies to actually just end up collecting the series that they sell in Spain and bringing them to Mexico. How possible is it? How likely is it? It really depends. Sometimes it makes sense, like Green Blood. They had it in Spain for a few years, and then recently they just finished collecting it in Mexico. So for certain authors, it makes sense. For other authors, it's pretty unlikely that I'll be able to get that to happen, right? So I don't know. I don't think that it will be that easy to collect any more stuff from Spain, but I might be able to manage to wrangle myself into a single purchase from Spain next year to get more Sunken Rock volumes, because honestly, those are the most important ones. Like, out of all of the things that I was collecting in Spanish, it's Sunken Rock, then Grashrost, then Isaac, in that order, about what is more important to me, right? So I really do want to finish Sunken Rock, mostly because I want to have a Boichi collection that I'm proud of, and that includes having Sunken Rock and having to buy Rakia from France. So it is what it is. In terms of other books, I caught up to Furisan, I caught up to Hitomi, and Furisan I actually managed to finish, and I caught up to I'm a Wolf, but my Boss is a Sheep. I really get tongue-tied with that title. And I fell behind on Eden Zero. I'm 2 volumes behind, and I fell behind on Masho, and I'm actually 4 volumes behind on Masho. So it kind of sucks. I finished collecting the Soul Leveling light novel, and I kept up to date with Gunbird Sisters. I managed to finish collecting that, and with Record of Ragnarok. So I am all in with that one. In terms of other things, I started some new series, so that's pretty exciting. I managed to collect Cutie Honey, or I got it, and I still need to collect Devilman 1 and 2 and Lupin the Third, and I was not able to collect any more Full Metal Panic or Slayers books, so that's kind of important for next year. I do want to finish collecting the Full Metal Panic light novel editions at least. And in terms of new things, I got Marry a Billionaire, or Who Wants to Marry a Billionaire, which is a crazy, super ecchi, messed up bachelor style manga. And Booty Royale I got, and I also got Pluto and Ogami-san and 2.5 D Seduction. So I have a lot of interesting stuff to read next year. Honestly, it is kind of getting ridiculous. I am getting a bit too loose with my money sometimes. I am buying more things than I can really read comfortably, and so I need to probably cut back on spending next year. I'm not really sure. It depends, because on one hand, I am reading certain things very voraciously, and so I am managing to keep up with those purchases, but other things are kind of stacking up. Mostly my light novels are stacking up, and certain manga are stacking up. So I have a lot of things to read, and hopefully I'll be able to get over this kind of slump that I had throughout this year and get back into serious reading. And I do think I will be able to do that, because even though I am starting an MBA program in January, the MBA program is related to business, and that is significantly easier than engineering. So I am hoping that I will have more free time, especially because there's like multiple days a week that I don't have class. So that's pretty different from what I'm used to, right? So yeah, that's it for the manga. In terms of other things, I've collected quite a few novels this year, mostly Robert Jordan novels, so like Wheel of Time. I'm missing a few volumes here and there, but I'm mostly finished with the collection. I think I need one more box set of the large mass market paperbacks, and I also ended up collecting Outlander, the first box set, which is nice. And then, of course, the other things is that I made a nice dent in my Robert E. Howard collection, so I bought a few volumes of that. I'm over halfway done with that Robert E. Howard Del Rey collection, unless they make new books, which they could. There's boxing stories and stuff like that they really should include. And I also managed to make a small but significant dent in my Edgar Rice Burroughs collection. So mostly it's Tarzan books, but there's some other books that I wanted to collect that I got this year, although my list is pretty extensive still. And also started taking my comic book collection a lot more seriously, right? So I ended up buying some different European comic books like Asterix and Valhalla, which is from Scandinavia, and I got a copy of War and Peace I turned into a comic book from my roommate. It's a Russian comic, so that's pretty cool. And I've been taking my not necessarily omnibus, but like hardcover special edition kind of collecting rather seriously here this year. So I've been able to make some strides with a few different things, mostly because my sister gave me a bunch of them for my birthday this summer, and that kind of ignited this spark of interest in me, especially because I've spent so much time watching Comic Pop talk about all of these awesome stories, right? And so next year I really do think that I will make that a bigger part of my collecting journey, but not necessarily so big that it outshadows or overshadows manga, because I really don't want this to become a comic book channel, specifically. I want this to be a channel for all of my hobbies. Most of them happen to be reading hobbies, right? So I really don't want to make the distinction, although honestly, if I did, it would make my channel grow exponentially faster. But I really don't want to do it that way. That's not what I'm interested in, right? So yeah, those are my thoughts for this year. I honestly think I did pretty well. It's not as good as I could have done. I could have been a little bit more serious about my collecting. But I honestly feel pretty happy with how it all went down. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Let me know how your collecting goals kind of spun out this year. And thank you guys very much for watching. And happy holidays. This should be the last video of the year before my top 5, top 3, top 10 videos for comic books, light novels, and manga. So thank you guys very much for supporting me this year. Thank you guys very much for being here with me this year on this journey. And thank you guys very much just for watching this video. So yeah, see you guys in the next video. See you guys next year, and happy holidays, and bless all of you. I hope you guys are all doing well. So yeah, see you guys.